Hello and welcome back to Let's Get Cooking. Today's video I'll be making mustard fried chicken, and as we continue in this video I'll let you know how I came across making this here recipe. Okay, I'm gonna get started. I am using chicken legs. Today I'm using about 2 pounds of chicken legs. First thing I'm gonna do is make sure the chicken's clean. So you wash, you pat it dry, make sure your chicken's clean, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just spread about a 1/4 cup of mustard all over the chicken. So I'm just eyeing it, spreading a bunch of mustard on, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add my seasoning to it so they can sit and it can kind of marinate the chicken before it goes into the flour. So I'm just using some chicken seasoning, some pepper, a little bit of salt, some garlic powder, and that's the basis to my seasonings. Once I liberally season the chicken, I'm going to rub the mustard and seasonings into the chicken and let it sit for about a half an hour. And chicken is very bland, so you do have to be quite liberal with your seasonings. It may look like a lot at first, but it's really not that much. And I'm not only going to season the chicken, but I will also add a little season to the flour because it's just layers. So you want flavor in the meat, and then you want flavor in the crispy, the batter. In the coating. So right now I'm just rubbing all that mustard, all those seasoning flavors into the chicken. Real good so I can cover each and every piece. And then I'm just going to let it sit for a little while. And then while it's sitting, I'm going to get my flour ready, my oil ready. And it's just a simple, easy, quick fry, which I'm sure most of us have fried chicken in the past. The only difference today is that we're using mustard. So while my chicken is sitting to the side, absorbing all those flavors, I'm going to go ahead and get my pan ready. And I'm going to add some oil, probably about 2 cups of oil to my pan. I'm just using my Dutch oven so it won't splatter all over the place. If you have a deep fryer, you can use that. And yes, I pulled out the plastic grocery bag. And this is what I'm going to go ahead and put my flour in. My flour and a little bit of seasoning added to that flour. So to my flour, I'm adding some seasoning salt, pepper, and a few other seasonings just to go ahead and help crisp up the chicken, give it that crispiness. Once I fry it, I'm going to combine all these seasonings into the flour. I will be adding the chicken at batches at a time into the flour, coating them, and then dropping them in the hot oil. So what sparked today's video is I was listening to the radio in the car, and the DJ asked the listeners how they fried their chicken. And a lot of people said they use mustard. I never heard of using mustard. I've heard of using buttermilk, but never mustard. So I was like curious to what's the mustard phenomenon is. So I decided to go ahead and try it out myself and see what the hype was about. That's why in this video, I'm coating my chicken in mustard. Usually I would just season my chicken and fry it. Not a big fan of buttermilk because even though it tenderizes the chicken, I don't think you get a crispy batter, which I prefer. I prefer my chicken to be crispy on the outside. So anyway, let's get back to the chicken. Now I'm placing the chicken that sat a while, set about 30 minutes to the side to let the flavors just marinate into the chicken. I'm placing my chicken into the bag with the flour and seasoning, and I'm gonna give it a good shake to make sure it's fully coated before I place them in the oil. And I'm placing about 4 or 5 pieces at a time, not overcrowding the skillet, not overcrowding the pan, because then your skin will not get crispy. I like to test the oil to see if it's ready by putting a pinch of flour inside, and if that begins to bubble, then I know my oil's ready to drop the chicken in. That looks good. I see the bubbles. So now I think the oil is ready for the chicken. So gently laying those in there so it doesn't splash and you get a big old kitchen fire. You want to gently place your chicken into the oil. And this will cook probably about 20 minutes in its entirety, about 10 minutes on each side. I'm not deep frying, so I'm going to flip it halfway through. I'm going to flip it a couple of times so it can cook evenly on both sides. So while my chicken is frying, I am curious, what are some of your tricks that you have when you fry chicken? Do you have any secrets, anything that you can recommend or suggest? How do you fry your chicken to make it turn out just right? Everybody has their own way of frying chicken. That's the good thing. Frying, you can do it however you like. There are many different ways. There are many different coatings. There are many different batters. There are many different seasonings that people use. I don't use the same set of seasonings every time I fry chicken. It's just kind of what I'm feeling at the time. I'll look in my cabinet. I might add some adobo seasoning. I might add some Old Bay seasoning. So you can just always season chicken in a variety of ways. So please put in the comments some tricks that you might like to offer up on how to fry some good old chicken. Alright, my chicken is finishing up cooking, frying. They're starting to look good. I like the crispy texture of them. It's been about 20 minutes, and so I'm going to just go ahead and take each one of them out. And I just like to drain mine on paper towel. Make sure to get that excess oil off of it. Some people use paper bags, but you always want to drain the chicken of all that extra oil. Now, one thing you want to make sure you do is make sure your chicken is done. The worst thing you can do is bite into some chicken. It's crispy on the outside, but it is not completely done, pink on the inside. So if you're new to frying chicken and you're not sure, you can always use a meat thermometer. But I've been doing it for a while. Most people that have, you can kind of tell when it's completely done inside and out. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the chicken out, place it on the paper towel, and I'm going to see how this mustard fried chicken tastes. Is it worth the hype? Did the mustard give it some flavor, give it some juiciness, give it something extra? I'll let you know. Alright, so I already bit into my chicken because I like my chicken hot and fresh. The mustard did give it an extra burst of juiciness and a little hint of extra flavor. I did like it. I will use it again, not every time, but I do see why people use mustard. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming in the kitchen with me. Let me know how you fry your chicken and we can talk about it. Have a blessed day and a blessed week. Until next time, I'll see you again.